Welcome to our channel NUMISMA Hub today. We explore the historic top 3 first up 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1, first U.S. coin to honor a real woman. Discover its powerful connection to women's rights, the famous Apollo 11 eagle design, and the rare wide rim variety that excites collectors worldwide. Stay with us as we uncover the story, history, and collector value behind this iconic American dollar coin. The 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1 holds a very special place in United States coin history. This coin was the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real woman, making it historically important far beyond its face value. Below is a full history in long, clear paragraphs, written for collectors and YouTube script use. History of the Susan B. Anthony dollar, 1979 P. Mint mark. The Susan B. Anthony $1 was introduced in 1979 by the United States Mint as part of an effort to modernize U.S. coinage and reduce reliance on paper dollar bills. Rising production costs of dollar notes pushed the government to experiment with a small-sized dollar coin that could easily circulate in daily commerce. The coin was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia P., Denver D., and San Francisco S. Among these, the 1979 P version represents the very first large-scale release of this new dollar coin into public circulation. The obverse front of the coin features Susan B. Anthony, a legendary women's rights activist who played a critical role in the fight for women's suffrage in the United States. Designed by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, the portrait shows Susan B. Anthony with a strong, serious expression, symbolizing determination and equality. Her appearance on the coin marked a groundbreaking moment in U.S. history, as previous coins had mostly featured allegorical figures or male leaders. The reverse back of the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar reused the Apollo 11 eagle landing design, originally seen on the Eisenhower dollar. It depicts a bald eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, with the Earth visible in the background. This design celebrates America's space achievement and symbolizes peace. The reuse of this design helped the Mint save costs while still presenting a powerful national image. Despite its historical importance, the Susan B. Anthony dollar faced major public acceptance problems. Its size, color, and shape were very similar to the Washington quarter, causing confusion in everyday transactions. Many people accidentally spent or received it as a quarter, leading to frustration. Because of this, the coin failed to replace the dollar bill as intended, and public demand quickly declined after its release. The 1979 P. Mint mark version is also famous among collectors because it includes 2 major varieties: the wide rim, near date, and the narrow rim, far date. The wide rim variety is scarcer and more desirable, as the date appears closer to the rim of the coin. This small difference has created strong interest in the numismatic market, with wide rim examples often selling for significantly higher prices, especially in uncirculated or proof-like condition. From a metal composition standpoint, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar is made of a copper core clad with manganese brass, giving it a golden color. This composition was chosen to distinguish it visually from silver coins while maintaining durability. Over time, however, many circulated examples became dull or dirty, which is common for coins that were not widely cherished or saved at the time of release. Today, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar is remembered as a bold but imperfect experiment in U.S. coinage. While it did not succeed commercially, it paved the way for future small dollar coins such as the Sacagawea dollar and Presidential dollar series. For collectors, the coin's value depends on condition, variety, and strike quality. Circulated coins are usually modest in value, but wide rim, high-grade, or error examples can command strong premiums. In conclusion, the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1 is far more than just a failed circulation coin. It is a symbol of progress, equality, and change in American history. Its connection to women's rights, space exploration, and monetary reform makes it an essential piece for any serious U.S. coin collection. Next coins, the Susan B. Anthony dollar was introduced by the United States to modernize the dollar coin and reduce reliance on paper currency. The series was first released in 1979 and continued through 1981, with a short revival in 1999. The 1980 P mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which by that time had begun placing a P mint mark on coins, something it did not traditionally do in earlier decades. This makes the 1980 P issue historically important as part of a transition period in U.S. coinage practices. The obverse of the coin features Susan B. Anthony, one of the most influential figures in American history and a leading force behind the women's suffrage movement. She was the first real woman, not a symbolic figure, to appear on a circulating U.S. coin. The design was created by chief engraver Frank Gasparo, who based the portrait on photographs taken later in Anthony's life. Her stern and determined expression was intentionally chosen to reflect her lifelong fight for equality and voting rights. The reverse side of the 1980 P Susan B. Anthony dollar continues the patriotic theme first used on the Eisenhower dollar. It depicts an eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch, with Earth visible in the background. This design honors the Apollo 11 lunar landing of 1969 and symbolizes peace combined with American technological achievement. Above the eagle is the inscription, United States of America, while the denomination $1 appears below. From a production standpoint, the Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 27 million Susan B. Anthony dollars in 1980. Compared to the very high mintages of 1979, production numbers were reduced because the coin had already faced widespread public criticism. Many Americans complained that the coin was too similar in size and color to the Washington quarter, causing confusion in daily transactions. As a result, vending machines, transit systems, and the general public were slow to adopt the coin. Despite its commercial failure, the 1980 P Susan B. Anthony dollar remains an important collectible today. Most coins were made for circulation, meaning they commonly show wear, bag marks, and scratches. However, coins preserved in uncirculated condition, especially those with sharp details and full mint luster, are more desirable to collectors. Proof versions were also produced, but those came exclusively from the San Francisco Mint and carry an S mint mark instead of P. Historically, the Susan B. Anthony dollar represents a bold but flawed experiment by the U.S. Mint. While the coin did not succeed in everyday use, it paved the way for later small-sized dollar coins, such as the Sacagawea and Presidential Dollar series. More importantly, it marked a milestone in American history by honoring a real woman who fought tirelessly for civil rights. The 1980 P Susan B. Anthony $1 coin stands today not as a symbol of monetary success, but as a powerful reminder of social progress and the evolving story of U.S. coinage. Next up, the 1981 D Susan B. Anthony $1 is part of the Susan B. Anthony dollar series, which was introduced by the United States Mint to replace the large and unpopular Eisenhower dollar. This coin honors Susan B. Anthony, a famous American civil rights activist best known for her role in the women's suffrage movement. She was the first real woman, not a symbolic figure like Liberty, to appear on a circulating U.S. coin. The coin was first released in 1979, but public acceptance was weak because its size and color were too similar to the quarter dollar, causing confusion in everyday use. The 1981 D mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. By 1981, demand for Susan B. Anthony dollars had dropped sharply, and the U.S. government already had millions of unused coins sitting in Federal Reserve vaults. Because of this oversupply, 1981 Susan B. Anthony dollars were not released for general circulation. Instead, they were struck only for collectors and sold in official mint sets. This makes the 1981D issue special, as it was never intended to be spent in daily transactions. The design of the coin remained unchanged from earlier years. The obverse front features a portrait of Susan B. Anthony designed by Frank Gasparo, who was the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. Around her portrait are the words Liberty and In God We Trust, with the year 1981 clearly visible. The reverse back of the coin displays an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, a design originally created for the Apollo 11 mission and previously used on the Eisenhower dollar. This reverse symbolizes peace and America's achievement in space exploration. From a historical point of view, the 1981D Susan B. Anthony dollar represents the final chapter of the original SBA series. After 1981, production of the coin was stopped entirely due to lack of public interest. The series would not return until 1999, and even then only briefly, to meet renewed demand for small dollar coins. Because of this, the 1981D coin is often seen as a key collector issue, especially in high-grade condition or original mint packaging. In terms of value, the 1981D Susan B. Anthony dollar is not extremely rare, but it is more valuable than circulated SBA dollars from 1979 or 1980. Since it was made only for collectors, most surviving examples are in uncirculated condition. However, its market value depends heavily on condition. Coins with sharp details, clean surfaces, and no contact marks can command higher prices, especially if graded by professional services. Coins found outside mint sets, or with ware usually sell for modest premiums above face value. In conclusion, the 1981D Susan B. Anthony $1 is historically important rather than commercially famous. It tells the story of a bold attempt by the U.S. Mint to modernize American coinage, honor a powerful woman in U.S. history, and introduce a practical small-sized dollar coin. Although it failed in circulation, the coin has earned lasting respect among collectors as a collector-only issue and a meaningful symbol of change in American numismatics. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare and valuable U.S. coins, don't forget to thumbs up, like, speech balloon comment, bell subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.